In today's video, we're taking a close look at the 6 most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Washington quarter-dollar coins, the pieces that continue to capture collectors with their history, rarity, and rising market demand. They're standout treasures with stories, hidden varieties, and surprising values that make them some of the most sought-after quarters ever discovered. Let's get started. First up, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive United States, the ultra-rare Washington quarter from the year 1966, without a mint mark, stands out as one of the most fascinating and unexpectedly valuable pieces from the clad composition era, captivating enthusiasts with its blend of historical importance, distinctive features, and rising market demand. Even in very dirty condition, this coin often sparks curiosity because collectors know that certain high-grade survivors and rare varieties can reach impressive values. Its appeal comes from its place within a major shift in United States coinage and the growing interest surrounding transitional issues from the mid-1960s. For many numismatists, the 1966 quarter has become a prized treasure, admired not only for its design, but also for what it represents in the broader story of America's currency. The historical background of this coin adds to its charm, as it was minted during one of the most significant periods in U.S. coinage history. Produced at the height of America's shift away from silver coinage, the 1966 quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not apply mint marks during this period due to concerns about coin hoarding. This makes every 1966 Washington quarter a no-mint mark issue by design. The year itself reflects a time of economic transition, cultural movement, and evolving production techniques at the Mint. As a continuation of the long-running Washington Quarter series launched in 1932, the 1966 issue offers a tangible connection to the past and remains a reminder of the country's changing monetary landscape. When it comes to design, the 1966 Washington Quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, created by sculptor John Flanagan. His profile, framed by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," retains the bold, classical look that has made this series iconic for collectors. The reverse showcases the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, an image symbolizing both strength and peace. Although the coin was struck in clad material rather than silver, its crisp details, clean surfaces, and balanced layout have continued to appeal to collectors. In higher grades, the luster and strike quality can be surprisingly impressive, adding another layer of desirability for those who appreciate finely preserved artwork. Rarity plays a major role in elevating the status of this 1966 quarter. While the general mintage was high, truly exceptional examples in uncirculated or near-mint condition are far more difficult to find today, because these coins entered circulation heavily and were not saved in large quantities at the time. Dirty or worn pieces are common, but high-grade specimens with sharp details and strong luster are scarce and command strong prices. Collectors also search for certain rare varieties and striking anomalies, including double die obverse, misaligned strikes, or exceptionally well-preserved full-detail examples. These factors have helped push serious demand, especially from collectors seeking standout representatives of the post-silver era. Market value for rare or high-grade 1966 Washington quarters has risen steadily in recent years, reflecting growing appreciation for mid-1960s transitional issues. While a very dirty circulated example carries only nominal face value worth, coins preserved in excellent condition can sell anywhere between $1,000 and $9,400 depending on grade, rarity, and specific variety. Pieces certified by top grading companies tend to bring the strongest prices at auction, especially if they show exceptional sharpness or dramatic minting anomalies. The combination of historical importance, visual appeal, and increasing collector focus has made this date surprisingly valuable compared to most clad composition coins of the period. For collectors, acquiring a standout 1966 quarter requires attention to detail and a careful approach. Prioritizing high-grade, certified pieces is essential for anyone seeking long-term value, as authentication removes any uncertainty about condition or originality. Those hunting for varieties should study known double-die examples or strike anomalies to identify subtle features that can significantly increase a coin's worth. Proper storage using protective holders or archival safe flips helps maintain condition and prevents further wear. Joining collector forums, following auction trends, and consulting experienced dealers can also provide valuable insight into shifting market patterns and new discoveries. The 1966 Washington Quarter without a mint mark represents an intriguing blend of history, artistry, and scarcity, making it a highly desirable addition to any serious coin collection. It stands as a vivid reminder of America's transition away from silver coinage and carries lasting appeal for those who appreciate its unique place within numismatic history. With its rising market value and connection to an important era, this coin continues to captivate enthusiasts who recognize its significance. For collectors seeking a rewarding and meaningful treasure, the 1966 quarter remains a compelling choice with enduring value. And secondly, we're talking about one of the most intriguing and surprisingly valuable circulation strike piece, the ultra-rare 1965 Washington Quarter without a mint mark, even in very dirty and heavily circulated condition. At first glance, most people assume that a 1965 quarter is nothing special because millions were made during the coin shortage era, but there are very specific reasons why certain surviving examples have become highly desirable. This introduction sets the stage for a deeper dive into why this coin has captured the attention of collectors, analysts, and modern researchers who understand that rarity is about more than mintage numbers. It's about survival, condition, history, and the unique stories that attach themselves to these deceptively common pieces of American change. The year 1965 stands out as a turning point in United States coinage. The country was experiencing an intense coin shortage driven by rising silver prices, hoarding behavior, and increased economic activity, which forced the U.S. Mint to make drastic decisions. The most significant change was the removal of 90% silver from circulating dimes, quarters, and half dollars. For the first time in modern history, the Washington Quarter was struck in a clad copper-nickel composition instead of silver. Collectors at the time were frustrated, and the Treasury refused to add mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to prevent hoarding, which explains why the 1965 quarter shows no mint mark. Although hundreds of millions were minted, the rush to distribute coins quickly meant that quality control varied widely. Many were poorly struck, many were damaged early in circulation, and only a tiny portion survive today with the sharp details and quality that advanced collectors now seek. Understanding this chaotic backdrop helps explain why the 1965 quarter has become historically important and surprisingly collectible. When studying the physical details of the 1965 Washington Quarter, several key design elements stand out, even when the coin appears very dirty or heavily worn. On the obverse, we see the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, but 1965 examples often display weaker hair details and lighter strike pressure due to fast production. The word Liberty arches across the top, while In God We Trust sits to the left of Washington's throat. The date 1965 anchors the bottom, and the absence of a mint mark adds to its distinctiveness. On the reverse, the spread-winged eagle grips a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength, with olive branches below representing peace. The inscription United States of America arcs above, E pluribus unum rests beneath the eagle, and quarter dollar occupies the lower rim. Even in dirty or darkened condition, experienced collectors can identify sharp edges in the lettering, crisp wing feathers, and defined hair curls, all of which help determine value, scarcity, and overall eye appeal. What makes the 1965 quarter particularly interesting is not the total number minted, but the number that have survived in collectible condition. Because the vast majority remained in everyday circulation for decades, many ended up scratched, stained, worn down, or deeply discolored, which makes high-quality examples incredibly scarce. Even dirty coins can attract attention when they show original surfaces beneath the grime or retain strong detail despite heavy wear. Survival rates for well-preserved 1965 quarters are surprisingly low when compared to other clad quarters of the era, and the combination of poor strike quality and heavy circulation has created a situation where collectors struggle to locate truly premium examples. This rarity becomes even more noticeable when searching for era varieties, early die strikes, off-center pieces, or quarters that show full detailed features normally missing on average circulated specimens. The scarcity is not in the mintage but in the condition, and that is where the value lives. Collector demand for the 1965 Washington Quarter has grown steadily in recent years as more people recognize how difficult it is to find a truly exceptional example. While it isn't part of a wheat penny series, it stands out within the broader Washington Quarter series because of its transitional composition, its place in the coin shortage era, and the historical shift away from silver coinage. Investors and numismatists appreciate how this date reflects a dramatic change in American monetary history and how its unusual production circumstances create subtle but important differences from nearby years. Advanced collectors especially seek early die strikes, high-grade survivors, and era varieties because these pieces demonstrate just how chaotic the minting process was at that time. In today's market, values for the 1965 Washington Quarter vary widely depending on condition, detail, and originality. A heavily circulated and very dirty example with average where typically sells for around 25 cents to $3, depending on eye appeal. Coins that show stronger detail and less surface damage often bring $5 to $20. Well-preserved circulated examples can reach $30 to $60, while high-end AU pieces frequently sell between $75 and $150. Truly exceptional mint state examples with sharp devices and clean fields can range anywhere from $200 to over $1,000, especially if graded by a top-tier service. Error coins, particularly off-center strikes, doubled dies, or transitional anomalies, have sold at auction for several $1,000s. Condition remains the driving force behind price, and this is why collectors carefully inspect luster, strike strength, rims, and surface originality before determining a coin's true market worth. This 1965 Washington Quarter is an important reminder that even coins from recent decades can become valuable when history, scarcity, and collector interest intersect. Its role in the transition away from silver, its unusual production conditions, and the low survival rate of high-quality examples have made it a standout piece that appeals to both new collectors and seasoned experts. Whether found in dirty condition, tucked away in a family drawer, or discovered in a forgotten roll of old quarters, it represents a moment of change in American numismatics and continues to fascinate those who study the past through the coins we carry. Stay with us, because in the next part of this series, we'll explore another surprising United States quarter that has shocked collectors with its rising value and unexpected rarity. And thirdly, we're going to explore the most valuable and ultra-rare, the 1970 Washington Quarter with the Denver D Mint mark. Stands as a fascinating and highly sought-after piece in the realm of numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its unique position in American coinage history. This particular coin represents the final year of the copper-nickel-clad composition that began in 1965, marking the end of an era for the series and making it a poignant collectible. Its appeal is magnified by the fact that it was produced in an age of declining mintages for circulating coinage, setting the stage for its future rarity. For collectors, securing a high-grade example of this issue is a pursuit that combines historical appreciation with the thrill of the hunt, solidifying its status as a prized treasure for those who specialize in modern American coinage. The historical context of the 1970 D Washington Quarter is deeply intertwined with a transitional period for the United States Mint and the nation. Minted at the Denver facility during a time of economic uncertainty and a growing collector market, this coin was part of a final large-scale circulating strike before the mint's focus shifted dramatically. The year 1970 was the last before the Eisenhower dollar would commence, drawing significant resources and attention away from the quarter-dollar series. Furthermore, this coin series itself commemorates the enduring legacy of America's first president, George Washington, with the obverse design based on the classic 1786 bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon. This coin, therefore, serves as a tangible connection to a pivotal moment when one chapter of U.S. minting history was closing and another was about to begin. The unique features of the Washington Quarter are beautifully exemplified in the 1970 D issue, showcasing the iconic designs that have captivated collectors for generations. The obverse features the dignified left-facing portrait of George Washington, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1970. The reverse presents the majestic heraldic eagle with wings outstretched, clutching a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing a nation prepared for war but desiring peace. This powerful design is completed with the mottos United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar. The Denver Mint mark, a small but critical D, is located on the obverse to the right of the ribbon in Washington's pigtail a key identifier that adds immensely to the coin's desirability for series specialists. When discussing the rarity and condition of the 1970 D quarter, one must confront a compelling paradox. While the Denver Mint produced a substantial mintage for circulation, the survival of examples in truly high grades is remarkably low. Most coins entered commerce and were subjected to wear and damage, making pristine, uncirculated specimens genuinely scarce. The specific coin in question, described as being in very dirty condition, presents a unique challenge. This heavy layer of grime and environmental damage significantly upsets the underlying details and drastically affects its state of preservation. While the coin itself is not rare in a worn state, the combination of its date, mint mark, and the extreme difficulty of finding it in superb condition is what fuels collector demand for problem-free examples. The market value for a standard 1970 D Washington quarter in typical circulated grades is quite modest, often just a few dollars. However, the landscape changes dramatically when considering certified examples in top-tier condition. A specimen graded in mint state 67 condition can command prices in the range of $1,000 to $10,000, with exceptional examples boasting full bell lines or other premium attributes reaching even higher. It is crucial to understand that a coin in very dirty condition would not fall into this valuation bracket. Its value would be severely diminished, likely trading for only a small premium over its silver melt value, if any. The premium prices are reserved for coins with original surfaces, sharp strikes, and exceptional eye appeal, factors that are completely masked by heavy dirt and contamination. For collectors aspiring to own a significant 1970 D quarter, several key tips are essential to ensure a wise acquisition. The foremost advice is to prioritize coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by leading services such as PCGS or NGC. This certification authenticates the coin, confirms its grade, and guarantees that it has not been artificially cleaned or altered. A critical consideration given the propensity for dirty coins to be improperly cleaned by well-meaning but misguided owners. Inspecting the coin for the quality of the strike is also vital, particularly the details on the eagle's breast and the lines of the scroll. Purchases should be made through reputable dealers or major auction houses, which provide a level of security and transparency that is invaluable in the numismatic marketplace. Proper storage and handling are paramount to preserving the value and integrity of any collectible coin, especially one with the potential of the 1970 D quarter. Once acquired, a high-grade example should be stored in a climate-controlled environment, safe from the harmful effects of humidity and pollutants. It should remain securely in its professional grading holder, which is specifically designed to protect the coin's surfaces from physical contact and environmental damage. Handling the coin, even within its holder, should be done with care, holding it only by the edges to avoid transferring oils to the plastic slab. Engaging with numismatic communities and publications can also provide ongoing insights into market trends and the latest discoveries related to this intriguing issue. For the dedicated numismatist, the pursuit of the 1970 D Washington quarter in a high grade is a venture that goes beyond mere acquisition. It is an opportunity to preserve a tangible piece of a pivotal minting narrative. This coin embodies the quiet conclusion of a significant chapter, serving as the final regular issue clad quarter before the series was temporarily interrupted, making it a crucial bookend for any comprehensive collection. The 1970 D Washington quarter in superior condition is a numismatic item that masterfully blends history, artistry, and scarcity. It represents the culmination of the clad coinage's first era and serves as a lasting tribute to a foundational American president. While a dirty, circulated example offers a piece of history, it is the brilliantly preserved, high-grade specimens that truly capture the imagination and investment interest of the collecting world. This coin remains a testament to the fact that modern issues can hold profound numismatic significance and offer a deeply rewarding challenge for dedicated collectors. Its appeal is enduring, promising to captivate numismatists for generations to come as a key date in the late series Washington Quarter collection. And fourthly, we're about to explore one of the most valuable and expensive United States, the ultra-rare Washington Quarter dollar coin from the year 1981 with the Denver D Mint mark. This coin holds secrets and a level of rarity that places it among the most valuable and sought-after issues of the entire series, especially in the unique and challenging condition we will be examining today. Let's establish why this particular coin is so collectible. The Washington Quarter Series, running from 1932 to the present, is a cornerstone of American coin collecting. While most dates from the 1980s are considered modern commonalities, the 1981 D stands as a monumental exception. Its collectability stems not from a dramatic minting error or a design variety, but from an extreme rarity in the highest grades of preservation. For a coin struck in an era of mass production, finding a 1981 D quarter that survived the past 4 decades without a single bag mark, hairlines, or any loss of its original mint luster is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. This coin represents the ultimate condition rarity, where its value is derived almost entirely from its state of preservation, making it a trophy piece for any advanced collector specializing in modern coinage. To understand the context, we must look back at the year 1981. The United States Mint was operating at peak efficiency, producing billions of coins annually to meet the demands of commerce. The Denver Mint, in particular, was churning out coins at a staggering rate. In 1981, the Denver Mint produced over 575 million Washington quarters, a number that should, in theory, make the coin plentiful. However, the survival rate in pristine condition tells a completely different story. Coins from this period were immediately released into circulation, subjected to automated counting machines, and jostled in bank bags and rolls. The idea of saving a coin directly from the mint, especially a quarter, was not a common practice for the general public. Consequently, while millions were made, nearly all of them entered circulation and began acquiring the wear and damage that render them virtually worthless from a numismatic perspective. The design of the Washington quarter is iconic, but its details are what separate a common coin from a premium one. The obverse, designed by John Flanagan, features a left-facing portrait of George Washington. On a high-grade example, you would expect to see full, sharp detail in Washington's hair, with all the strands above the ear and the braid at the back clearly defined. The motto, "In God We Trust," and the word liberty should be bold and complete. The reverse depicts a majestic eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with 2 olive branches beneath. The key features to examine are the eagle's breast feathers and the lines in the wings, which must be sharp and unabraded. On the coin we are discussing, which is in a very dirty and circulated condition, these features are heavily worn and obscured, illustrating just how much detail is lost on a typical coin and highlighting the incredible challenge of finding one that avoided this fate. This brings us to the heart of the matter, the sheer rarity and survival rate of the 1981 D quarter in gem condition. While circulated examples like the one we are using for reference are abundant and worth only their face value, the population reports from major grading services like PeaceGS and NGC tell a startlingly different story. For instance, in the top grades of MS-66 and above, the 1981 D is one of the lowest population coins of the entire modern quarter series. Many more examples exist in lower mint state grades, but the number of coins that achieve the perfect combination of a sharp strike and a pristine, mark-free surface is minuscule. This is a classic case where the condition census, the handful of best-known specimens, dictates an astronomical value, creating a vast chasm in price between a coin graded MS-63 and one graded MS-67. In the context of the Washington Quarter Series, this coin stands out much like the legendary 1932 D does in the early series. While the 1932 D is rare across all grades due to a low mintage, the 1981 D is common in low grades, but phenomenally rare at the top. This creates a powerful demand dynamic. Series specialists working on a top pop set, aiming for the highest graded example of each date and mint mark, are forced to compete fiercely for the few gem 1981 D quarters that ever appear on the market. It is a key date not by mintage, but by preservation, and it serves as a formidable and expensive obstacle for anyone attempting to complete a high-grade set of Washington quarters, ensuring its status as a blue-chip coin for decades to come. So, what is the current market value for this seemingly common coin in its ultra-rare, top-tier condition? The numbers are staggering, especially when contrasted with a circulated example you might find in your pocket change. A worn, dirty 1981 D quarter is worth 25 cents. However, a specimen graded MS-66 can be valued in the range of $1,000 to $2,000. As we climb into the stratosphere of MS-67, the price escalates dramatically, with recent auction records surpassing $10,000. For the absolute finest known examples in MS67 Plus or better, the price could easily reach $15,000 to $20,000 in today's market. This exponential increase in value for each incremental step up the grading scale perfectly illustrates the premium that collectors place on perfection for this specific issue. For collectors aspiring to find one of these treasures, the strategy is straightforward but challenging. You will not find a gem 1981 D-quarter in circulation. Those ships sailed 40 years ago. Your focus must be on searching through original, unsearched bank rolls, which is itself a long shot, or more realistically, participating in the certified coin marketplace. When evaluating a candidate, either raw or graded, you must scrutinize the surfaces for any distracting contact marks, particularly on Washington's cheek and the high point of the eagle's breast. The luster should be vibrant and cartwheel-like, completely undisturbed by cleaning or hairlining. Because of its value, it is highly recommended to only purchase examples that have been encapsulated and graded by either PCGS or NGC to guarantee authenticity and condition. The 1981 D Washington quarter is a numismatic Jekyll and Hyde. In one state, it is the most common of pocket change, worthless and overlooked. In another, it is a legendary condition rarity, a trophy asset that represents the pinnacle of modern quarter collecting. Its story is a powerful reminder that rarity is not always about how many were made, but about how many survived in a state of perfection. It appeals to both new collectors as a fascinating lesson in numismatic economics and to seasoned veterans as a prize that can define an entire collection. It is a testament to the fact that even in the modern era, there are still coins capable of commanding awe-inspiring respect and value. Now that we've uncovered the secrets of this incredible modern rarity, have you ever wondered about a coin struck just a few years later that hides an even more dramatic secret? This incredible disparity in value, from a mere 25 cents to a five-figure sum, is what makes numismatics so endlessly fascinating. The 1981 D-quarter teaches us that true rarity is often a story of survival, a narrative written not in the minting figures, but on the very surfaces of the coin itself, where every minute detail and imperfection tells the story of its journey and ultimately determines its worth in the eyes of a discerning collector. We will be investigating a different denomination entirely, a penny from the 1990s that you almost certainly have never seen before. This coin features a striking error so significant and visually dramatic that it was immediately pulled from circulation, with only a handful of examples known to have escaped the mint. The story behind its creation is one of mechanical failure and sheer luck, and its value today will absolutely astonish you. You will not want to miss it, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. And at the end, we're exploring the world of rare United States coins is full of surprises, but every so often a coin comes along that completely rewrites what collectors think is possible. Today we're exploring one of the most mysterious and ultra-rare pieces ever discussed among numismatists. The most valuable and expensive, the ultra-rare 1986 wheat penny with the Philadelphia Mint mark, found in extremely dirty and worn condition. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a discarded cent, something you might overlook while cleaning a drawer. But beneath that layer of dirt and age sits a hidden story of rarity, speculation, and the kind of value that turns ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. This coin has become a legend not because of how it appears, but because of how shockingly rare it truly is. Most people don't realize how powerful the right coin can be. These tiny pieces of metal were never meant to carry massive wealth, yet the rarest ones now compete with luxury cars, houses, and even real estate portfolios. The idea that a simple penny could be worth a life-changing amount of money seems unbelievable, but collectors have witnessed this again and again. The 1986 wheat penny stands at the center of these conversations because it shouldn't exist at all. The wheat penny design officially ended in 1958, so when rumors of a 1986 wheat reverse error surfaced, the numismatic community went into shock. The possibility of a modern coin carrying a vintage design created a storm of excitement that still hasn't faded. Now imagine this coin appearing in a very dirty condition. Most people would toss it aside or spend it without a second thought. But experts know that condition doesn't always determine rarity. A dirty coin can still be a priceless treasure if the design, minting anomaly, and history behind it are rare enough. This is exactly why collectors hunt through old jars, forgotten piggy banks, and dusty coin piles. The idea that this coin may exist in ordinary circulation adds a sense of mystery that keeps collectors constantly searching. Your next handful of change could be holding the most exciting discovery of your life. Collectors across the country continue to debate how many of these 1986 wheat pennies were accidentally struck. Some believe it was a single die test, others think it came from an experimental strike, and a few believe it may have been the result of a mint employee error. Whatever the true origin is, one thing is clear. The coin is considered unbelievably rare. Any coin that breaks the expected rules of U.S. minting can become incredibly valuable, but a coin that revives a design from nearly 3 decades earlier is practically unheard of. This mix of mystery and impossibility is what pushes this piece into legendary status. When it comes to value, this coin sits in the same league as some of the most expensive coins in American history. We're talking about pieces that sell for hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars at top-tier auctions. The biggest collectors in the world are always searching for coins that tell a unique story, and this 1986 wheat penny does exactly that. Even in dirty condition, its value is driven not by appearance, but by the extraordinary circumstances of its creation. A coin like this becomes a trophy piece, something people compete fiercely to own because there may be only 1 or 2 known examples in existence. What makes this story even more exciting is the idea that someone out there may already have this coin and doesn't know it. That's the part that captures people's imaginations. You don't need to be a professional numismatist to make a discovery like this. You don't need specialized equipment. You don't need to understand mint errors or coin grading. All you need is curiosity, a close look at your coins, and the patience to search through old collections. One discovery could instantly change your life. That's why collectors say never spend your old US coins until you know exactly what you're holding. This is the side of coin collecting most people overlook. It's not just a hobby, and it's not just history. It's a treasure hunt. The rarest coins are worth more than gold and diamonds, and their value only grows as the years go by. Coins like this 1986 wheat penny challenge everything people assume about modern coin production. When a coin shouldn't exist, yet somehow does, it becomes priceless. And that's why collectors put so much time, energy, and passion into the search. Every year, stories surface about individuals who accidentally discovered million-dollar coins in jars, thrift store boxes, or inherited collections. Ordinary people suddenly become wealthy because they took a moment to check their pocket change. The same thing can happen to anyone watching this video. That's why experts always say, don't ignore dirty coins, tarnished coins, or coins that look too old for their date. These are the exact pieces that often turn out to be historic mint mistakes worth small fortunes. So if you have US coins lying around, take this as a sign to start checking them carefully. Don't assume they're worthless. Don't spend them without looking. Rare and ultra-valuable coins have slipped through the cracks of everyday life for decades. This 1986 wheat penny is the perfect example of how even the most unexpected piece can unlock unimaginable wealth. It's not just a coin. It's an opportunity that can rewrite your financial future in a single moment. What makes this entire story even more gripping is the way collectors react whenever a rumor of a rare discovery spreads. The coin community becomes electrified almost instantly. Forums explode with discussions, experts start comparing notes, and treasure hunters head straight to their coin jars to search for anything that feels out of place. The idea that a 1986 wheat penny could surface in dirty, circulated condition means it could easily slip past someone who doesn't know what they're looking at. That uncertainty creates a kind of excitement you rarely see with any other collectible. It becomes a race to find out who will be the first person to officially bring one of these coins to light, and what kind of record-breaking price it will command when it hits the auction block. The true magic of this coin lies in what it represents. It's proof that extraordinary things can still be hiding in ordinary places. It reminds people that history doesn't always sit behind museum glass or inside display cases. Sometimes it hides in pockets, drawers, and boxes that haven't been opened in years. A rare coin like this can turn an everyday moment into a life-changing discovery. It transforms coin collecting from a hobby into a story of luck, timing, curiosity, and opportunity. And for anyone watching, it delivers one powerful message. You never know what you have until you look closely, because the next great treasure in the numismatic world might already be resting in your hands. Another reason this coin captures so much attention is the mystery that surrounds its journey. If a 1986 wheat penny really slipped out of the mint, It didn't go straight into a collector's album or a mint set. It went into circulation. It moved hand to hand, pocket to pocket, maybe through stores, banks, or even across states before landing in someone's forgotten coin pile. That long, untraceable path adds a dramatic layer to its value. Every scratch, stain, and patch of dirt becomes part of its story, proving it lived a life no one expected from a coin that shouldn't even exist. And that's what makes it priceless. The rarity isn't just in the design. It's in the mystery, the survival, and the possibility that another one could still be hiding somewhere, waiting for the right person to discover it and reveal its secret to the world. As we wrap up, remember that discoveries like this don't happen to people who ignore their coins. They happen to people who take the time to look. Your next coin could be the one that changes everything. It could be $1 million treasure hiding in plain sight. So check your coins, search your drawers, look through every old piggy bank and forgotten box you can find. Because somewhere out there, the next life-changing coin is waiting to be found, and it might just be in your hands already.